What's good, everybody? It's Gentleman Jug,
And Son.
and welcome back to the Gentleman Juggcast. Been off for a whole week.
Yep.
Thanksgiving, you know, eating food.
And giving thanks.
I didn't give thanks at all.
Oh. Well, neither did I. But
You're full of shit. Yes, you did. So we got another movie to talk about this week. What are we talking about this time, boy?
we're talking about X-Men Last Stand.
X-Men The Last Stand. The third in these X-Men movies, because there's a lot of them. I mean, I'm not going to say there's almost as much as the Avengers, but, they were trying.
They tried.
They tried for a while. I mean, what? You got the 3, and then you got, there's like 3 more X-Men movies. What is it? 1, 2, 3, and then First Class, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse.
And Dark Phoenix.
Oh, and Dark Phoenix.
And then I guess.
And then there's like 3 Wolverine movies.
And 2 Deadpool movies.
Yeah. So, there's a bunch there. But, we all know that, Fox has been bought by Disney. So all the X-Men stuff there is going there, which is great because I'm happy. They got the X-Men. They got the Fantastic Four. Things are looking up. And the very first thing I saw, I'm thinking, oh, they're going to freaking finally add some X-Men shit to this thing. I can't wait till they start adding mutants because they tried doing that shit with the Inhumans.
Now we're like, now we can actually see X-Men.
Yeah, we can see something. Like, you can't look Inhumans. They've been trying to give it to them where Inhumans were not a choice for a long time. And it just wasn't working because they're not mutants. Everyone likes the mutants.
Yeah.
Okay. And Inhumans in their Inhuman TV show, and even on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's like you can't sit there and freaking make, Inhumans seem like they're mutants and people hate them because Inhumans, for the most part, were given a choice, especially the ones in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's something better with mutants.
Yeah.
It's just better with mutants. Maybe they're Inhumans and the mutants are the same thing, especially in the Avengers game.
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't care about any of that stuff. But today's movie is X-Men. Oh, I take it back. I forgot one more thing. I was expecting to see, mutant stuff happen in the Avengers movies, in the Marvel universe, the MCU. And the very first thing I see about anything is X-Men 97. Now, look, I'm a fan of the X-Men cartoon. We talked about it in the first X-Men movie we reviewed and how a lot of times I was spoiled from that. But I felt myself let down. I really wanted to see live action of the X-Men.
So basically what Disney's saying, oh, you guys want the X-Men? Okay, you want the cartoon, not the movie.
Yeah, not the movies, and that really chaps my asshole. I'm just upset by that. I'm gonna watch the show because I like the show. It was a good show, and I hear that they're getting many of the voiceovers from people that were doing it. But whatever,
It's like, I wanted the movie though.
I wanted a movie.
I wanted the MCU X-Men.
I want that, and they're not giving it to me, and I don't know what's taking them so long. Same thing with the Fantastic Four.
I'm like, it's like you guys. I mean, it's cool that you use other people like the Eternals, but we're kind of here for the Fantastic Four and X-Men. It's like, I mean, it's cool that you have all these other movies about obscure characters, but we want the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
And you got them.
It's like, so use them.
Use them. Quit taking so fucking long. I mean, there was a time when they could throw out 3 Marvel movies in a year.
No.
Wait, how many have come out this year?
Let's see.
I know Eternals came out. Shang-Chi came out.
Yeah.
So, okay. Spider-Man comes out in like a couple of weeks. So, I mean, I all right then.
All right.
So they can still do it, I guess, but I don't know. I want my X-Men movie. I want my Fantastic Four movie. And they're not giving it to me.
Yeah.
But that's all I got for right now. because what are we going to talk about right now, boy?
World wrestling.
All right. So we didn't talk a lot about everything leading up to Survivor Series, but we can
Yeah.
talk about Survivor Series. That was the last thing that happened
Yep.
before we went and took a week off hiatus. So take me there, son.
Well, see, Survivor Series actually started off with Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. And I was like,
Yeah.
they kept making it seem like they hated each other and it was gonna be like a real fight. I mean, it was still a good match.
I didn't have any problems with this match. Maybe some people did, but both of these people are heels,
Yeah.
right?
So I'm like, I guess they're both heels, so it's really
Doesn't bother me. I thought they were trying to make Becky a face for a while, but looking at recent Raws and SmackDowns, she's definitely a heel.
but I guess in this story she is the face.
Yeah, which look, I don't hate. I don't hate what they're doing with her. But it's I don't know. I don't want to say it's not for me. It's just not really for me. I don't hate it. It's just like it comes on and I'll watch it. Like the movie Friday. If it comes on TV, I'll watch it. So but it's one of those things, I don't hate it, but it's fine.
I don't hate it. I'm just trying to see where is it gonna go.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. We got I guess the first Survivor Series match.
What was that one? Wasn't that the first Survivor Series match?
No, this like the tag team Survivor Series thing.
Oh, was that was men, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. It was fine. I don't know, man. I mean, like,
it just wasn't.
I'm not a huge fan of Survivor Series. It's not really my favorite thing. I guess the thing I like is, the fact that the champions fight each other to see who's the better champion.
Yeah, but I
You know,
felt like that would make more sense at like Clash of Champions.
you would think so. You would think so.
It's called Clash of Champions. That means champions should fight there.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't recall seeing a Clash of Champions this year.
No.
No. Yeah. So I mean, look. Match is fine. I didn't really give a shit.
I think the one thing that I thought was just kind of funny is that Drew and Bobby Lashley, they decided to like, I'm gonna kill you and I'm gonna kill you, and they fight out into the ring and then they just get counted out.
Yeah, they both got disqualified. It was the stupidest, dumbest, most ignorant, stupid, dumb shit I've ever seen.
So funny. It was like I was laughing like that just happened.
Like nobody wants to see that. I'm like, look, I'm not bothered with seeing Drew and Bobby at this particular time.
It's like,
I mean, there was a time when they were going back and forth for the title. Yes, I was tired of seeing that. But I mean, like they're in a match with a bunch of other guys. I didn't have a problem with that. Who's gonna eliminate who?
and it's like, no, they'll just both get counted out.
I wanted to see it, but it's gone. And I'm fine with it. You know what? I take it. I'm not really fine with it. I'm not fine with it at all. That was a stupid fucking move on their behalf.
It was so dumb.
It was a dumb fucking move, and I want to say I'm glad either team won or lost. I don't really care. I mean, Seth Rollins won, so I guess it's a feather in his cap.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, he won. At least it's not all bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I like his character.
Mm-hmm.
And then we move on to not really. Let's see. So we had the men's Survivor Series, and I think we had
There's like tag team action, right?
with the RK Bro and the Usos.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting um the Usos to win this one.
It was like, so the bloodline looks strong.
I mean, I could care less either way. They were
Yeah.
fine. I didn't. Nobody's leaving as not champion. It's just who's the better champion. But
I guess it's RK Bro.
I can see it, and it's getting really hyped up, and I think it's getting to the point now because like remember how when they first came out, we were like, we need them to fucking be a tag team,
Yeah.
and then they are, and then became tag team champions, and I just feel like they're getting super duper duper hyped up to where we like them a whole lot just so that they can give us the heel turn.
And I'm hoping that heel turn is Riddle.
That would be cool, right?
It's like he should hit Randy Orton with the RKO.
That's what I'm waiting for. I mean, because like that's what it seems like. It's like they're just really hyping us up so they can do this. You know,
It's like I really hope it's Riddle because if it's Randy Orton again, I'm like, okay, it's the same thing.
hmm
Like it's got to be Riddle for it to be cool.
I would have to say the same thing. It's got to be fucking Riddle. It's got to be. There's no other way around it. It has to be Riddle.
So that way, as a heel, he can be like, I learned your moves now.
Yeah, now I know how to beat you, and so on and so forth. I can already see the commentators sitting there saying, they studied, they ate with each other, they freaking drove on the road with each other, they did all these things together. They know each other and blah. I can already see it.
Yeah.
I can see it already.
I'm like, I really hope it's Riddle. Don't do it, Randy Orton again. It's like if it's Randy Orton again, I'm like, okay, it's the could have gone better.
Oh well, and then I think it was the women's time for their Survivor Series.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, it was boring to me. Every one of these wrestlers are good when they have single wrestlers, but it seems like when the women get together for these multiple tag matches, it just looks awful to me.
I think the worst part is how Sasha Banks got eliminated.
Yeah, and I get why, and it makes sense in the story. It doesn't mean I have to like it, So,
It's like, okay.
But it's one of those fucking things, where I'm like,
Nah.
I really didn't care about this match. I don't give a shit. I like women's wrestling, and some women can really get down, and they can do the damn thing. But in this particular instance, it just didn't work for me.
Not
Just
here.
didn't work for me. And then I think we had the men's championship match with Roman Reigns and Big E.
Yep.
I went into this expecting Roman Reigns to win.
And
that's exactly what happened. Now, I was thinking that, the Usos were going to jump out and do their fucking thing. And that didn't happen. And I'm happy.
so this is what I'm wondering. So Roman Reigns, he can't beat Brock Lesnar by himself or anyone else. He can't even beat Xavier Woods by himself, but he can beat Big E, the champion, by himself. I'm like, okay.
I mean, look, he needed to win this match without anybody's help. He needed that.
He needs more wins like that.
Yeah, but I mean, he needed to do this and he did it. And, I'm glad to see that he freaking can win on his own if he has to, but whatever. I didn't hate it. It was fine.
Now, I guess the last thing I have to say about Survivor Series is that the entire time they're hyping up The Rock's return. They show all the clips about The Rock and stuff. Even Vince McMahon shows up with like an egg and he's in his office and he's like, "Come in, Roman. The Rock gave me this egg. It's $100 million." And Roman's like, "That's better be the price of my next contract." And then he's like showing the egg off to everyone. "The Rock gave it to me."
Speaking of Roman Reigns talking to Vince, that better be the price of my next contract. Or what? What are you going to do, Roman?
He's like, "I'm going to go to AEW."
Yeah, and they're not going to give you $100 million. No one's giving you $100 million. Cut that shit, okay? It's like, you're lucky to get the millions you get now. All right? If I'm Vince McMahon, if I'm Vince McMahon, I know it's a story. I get it. But if, Roman Reigns comes into my office and I'm Vince McMahon, and he says that better be my next price of my next contract, I'm like, or what? What the fuck are you gonna do? You're gonna go to AEW and they're gonna give you $1 more million than I'm giving you? What? No. Okay, you'll get the contract, you'll make your millions, you'll shut the fuck up. That's what you're gonna fucking do. Okay, that's all there is to it. Look, I know that's Roman Reigns' character. I know that's what he's supposed to say. I know this. I get this, okay? But that shit rubbed me the wrong way. It's like the only time I'm like, shut the fuck up, Roman. Are you serious? Fuck you.
Maybe that was the point.
I know. That was his. I don't think it was the point. I don't think it was the point for him. But it rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know. And like I say, I like Roman Reigns as champion. He's great. He's fantastic.
I also like that he bowled the security guard out of the way. He's like, "Get out of my way."
That's fine. That doesn't bother me. I don't know. That just rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, fuck you. You shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You pay whatever the fuck I fucking give you.
And then, of course, later, Vince McMahon's like, my egg's gone. And then he calls in Adam Pearson, Sonya Deville. He's like, you got to find my egg. You find out the superstars who did it. I want to find it tomorrow on Raw because this happened on Sunday.
Yeah. I want it found by tomorrow on Raw. What the hell? I mean, look, the egg story to me was just a diaper fire.
I was going to make a joke, but I don't know if I should.
Go ahead and make the joke.
It wasn't very excellent.
Oh, damn it, boy. Yeah, okay. Look, it is a stupid joke, but I laughed at it. Yeah, it's a terrible fucking segment. I hate this segment. This is the kind of stupid shit that Vince McMahon does.
Yeah.
You know, is that stupid shit. You know, and it's just like, look, I don't really give a two shits about your fucking egg that's clearly not worth $100 million. You know, and then and when somebody stole it, I was like, I really don't even care who stole it.
What's dumb is how, like, I actually thought, like, when it was first missing before he called him in the room, like, oh, is the Rock going to show up at the end of the show with his egg?
Like, I didn't give this to you. I fucking let you see it, and you fucking took it. Yeah, that's what look. They were showing everything about The Rock this entire time. Look at The Rock's thing because it was the 25th anniversary of The Rock at Survivor Series. Great. That's fantastic. I'm not complaining about that.
And the crowd keeps chanting Rocky.
Yeah, we're all waiting. Like, is The Rock going to show up? No.
No.
Roman's
like, he's not here, guys, but I won.
Don't show me the fucking Rock if you're going to fucking not have The Rock. That's like showing Stone Cold Steve Austin and he doesn't show up. It's exactly what that is because The Rock didn't show up. He didn't even fucking say anything. Nothing happened and nobody even expected anything of it. Now, maybe there was a scheduling conflict. I don't give a fuck.
Like, if there was a schedule, then just take all those clips down. You don't need it.
Put it up for the next day.
Yeah.
And then let The Rock show up. I don't know. Whatever happened, it's fucking bullshit. And yeah, it's 25th anniversary of him. Okay, look. If you can't get The Rock, then bring him in on the 26th anniversary or something. But 25 is a hard number, so you gotta be 20. It's gotta be 25th. You know, I don't care. I was irritated by that the entire time. I'm thinking The Rock was coming.
Like, he's coming.
You know, but that's the end of the show. Roman Reigns wins. I guess, does it even matter which show is better? I don't think it really matters. I don't care. I mean, we know physically which show is better.
Yeah, so right now it's Raw.
Right now it's Raw, but you know, SmackDown had been holding the title for a long time. I don't know what changed with SmackDown, but only like a couple of freaking like segments are good, just like how Raw was. Like a couple of segments are good.
I guess that draft really just destroyed SmackDown.
Yeah, it seems like it freaking went downhill after that draft
because they lost everybody because they had everybody. They had everybody and they lost everybody except Roman.
Yeah,
and the Usos.
Oh well,
and maybe Sami Zayn. I kind of like him.
Yeah, he's all right. Tell me about Raw and SmackDown.
So the Raw after Survivor Series, we start with a man. I need to find my egg. And so he's like, whoever finds my egg gets a championship opportunity tonight.
Like I said, it's dumb. I would if I was WWE, if I was anybody up there, I'm like, maybe fuck the egg. Okay?
Maybe let's not.
Yeah, forget about the egg. Just don't.
And then they show this clip of all these wrestlers like in the locker room checking for the egg, and like they're all screaming like it's the end of the world. And then R-Truth runs into a bathroom.
Fucking what's it called? Fucking Rhea Ripley is in there looking for the fucking egg. Vince McMahon said whoever finds the egg gets to fight Big E.
So
if she found that egg,
could she fight Big E?
Is she gonna fight Big E? I don't know if any other women were looking for the egg, but I know that was dumb.
And then I see R-Truth, of course, makes the joke. I ran into the bathroom.
Yeah, but he's meant to be a goofball anyways, so.
And then, of course, they also show Kevin Owens walking around with like his phone with a flashlight. He's like, I don't really care about this thing, but I want a championship shot, so I guess I'll find it. He's like, if I don't find it, I don't care.
Yeah, it is what it is. The egg thing was stupid, and it was gonna be the freaking crux of the entire show the entire time.
It was.
So, look, I hated it. And of course, Vince McMahon says if you guys don't figure out who found the egg by the end of the show, you're both fired. Really? Really? Like, look,
over an egg.
you're just throwing more shit at the wall. Like he's in too deep, so he's got to fucking throw more in, hoping to turn it around. And it was just a dumb fucking thing. Fuck this egg. I don't ever want to hear about it again. Nothing.
Now I just need to say it. I just needed to say someone's. I saw this somewhere where someone said that he fired all the wrestlers to get the egg so he could buy it.
I don't even care. I don't care. What else happened?
Well, then we had, of course, eventually more on the egg. Austin Theory was the one who stole the egg because Sami Zayn found him. He's like, I found him. He stole the egg. And they're like, why did you steal it? I wanted to take a selfie with it, but I couldn't do it here because of security.
Yeah, well, so that I guess that means Sami Zayn gets a freaking title championship match that night with Big E, right?
No,
No?
Sam. No, Vince McMahon's like, you see, Austin, you remind me of myself, so you get a championship shot. And then Sam was like, but I found him, and that story doesn't make any sense. I don't like snitches.
That's literally what he told Sami Zayn to do.
He's like, you just told him to do
You
that.
told him to do exactly what he did, and he did it.
And he's like, I don't like snitches. The guy who stole it gets it.
It's dumb. I could care less. I don't care at all, really.
Yeah, and then then we had, I guess,
Oh, that means Sami Zayn is on Raw now?
he's on Raw. He just goes wherever he wants.
Hmm.
Maybe I should see him on NXT soon.
Yeah, that's what I expect.
Yeah, I guess
I'm not really a fan of Austin Theory. I mean, I think he's going to be one of those what we call forever mid cards.
Yeah,
Sami Zayn clearly is forever mid card unless he surprises us at some point in time. But right now, he's forever mid card.
unless somehow he surprises us. Yeah. Then I guess, I mean, Becky Lynch was on the show and she talked about how everyone is talking about how they want new people to hold the title, but they kept booing all the new people who are trying to win at Survivor Series.
I mean, look, the fans don't. Honestly, in all honesty, people don't know what they fucking want.
Yeah.
They just want to be able to complain because as soon as you give it to them, then they complain. I mean, people are complaining now. Who's going to take the title from Roman? Who cares? Are you enjoying the run? I am.
Like they're like, oh, I want him to lose. It's kind of boring.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the run.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I mean, look, I don't care who takes it, but it's like you can't please anybody. At first, Roman Reigns was like, like the best champion that they had at the time, bringing the asses in the seats, and now, people are getting bored. And I get why people would get bored with him. It's been pretty much the same thing the whole time since he's been doing it. It's just he's doing it very well.
It's like, it's like no one else can really do it as well.
And I'm not bothered by it right now. I mean, at some point, I assume that I will be bothered by it, but it's not that time.
Not yet.
Yeah. Whereas, fucking, people don't know what they want.
And that they even said they wanted Big E as champion. He wins the title. I don't like him as champion.
It doesn't seem like anybody seems to really care. I'm looking at all social medias and people are like, yeah, it's great that he got it, but now, let's move on to somebody else.
Like, well, he just got it.
Maybe Austin Theory, like you said, might get it. Did he get it?
Of course not.
Yeah, I did. Did you even think that he would? Did anybody in the arena be like, oh, this could happen? No.
One guy out there had to think.
This is going to go down. Austin Theory going forward. No, it's dumb.
I don't know why, but every time like there's a match on Raw now, I always see like a heel like just come to the ring and just sit and commentate. And so far that's been Seth Rollins every week.
The commentating for heels has been, one of those things where I remember when The Rock used to do it, when Stone Cold Steve Austin used to do it, and it was cool, but that's because we really liked those characters a lot, and how The Rock would be in matches and he would commentate in the match. So, which was, I thought was hilarious.
Oh, I saw the one where he was a referee and he was switching between referee and commentating.
Yeah, he'd referee, commentate, then he'd go back to refereeing, kick somebody in the balls, take the championship, and then just leave. And he wasn't even in the match. He was just the referee. So, but I mean, I don't know. It wasn't, not for me, these days. I mean, it's fine. I don't know. Maybe if it happened less, I probably would be okay with it, but it doesn't seem to happen. It seems to happen all the time.
It's so dumb how he lost too. So like, see, Seth and Kevin are both just sitting there, and then all of a sudden they get into a fight for some reason. And while they're about to fight each other, Austin Theory looks at the fight and he gets distracted, and then he gets pinned. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, another distraction finish. It is what it is.
Yeah, and then of course Big E comes out of the ring and beats them both up, and he's like, you won't take this title from me.
Yeah, whatever.
And then I guess we go to SmackDown, which, I mean, it started off good and didn't really end too great.
What happened?
Well, I liked how it's. I mean, of course, Roman Reigns he started off, and that was fine.
Mm.
He basically said no one can beat him, and of course, we're gonna have a Black Friday Battle Royale for his next challenger. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, look, I don't hate that. I mean, maybe something could come of it.
Yeah.
What came of it?
Sami Zayn won. He surprised us.
Okay, cool. I mean, for his squash match, right?
What if he wins? What if
I don't know. I mean, like, I remember they were hyping up. I saw a video on it where, like, they were hyping up Brock Lesnar was supposed to come back from his suspension or something like that. So maybe Sami Zayn will fucking get in the way of Brock Lesnar, or Brock Lesnar will get in the way of Roman Reigns, and Sami Zayn wins.
I mean, it could happen.
It could happen. I wouldn't hate it.
Okay.
But I think they're really trying to give Roman Reigns that freaking record over Brock Lesnar. I think that's what they want.
They want the 500 days in there.
Yeah, I think that's what they want.
They should give him 501 day.
Well, they won't. It'll probably be like at most 507. At most, that's probably it right there. But I mean,
I feel like they're gonna go to like 600.
Well, the problem is though is that Brock Lesnar was like gone for like months at a time. You couldn't get the championship belt off him because he wasn't there. Roman Reigns, for me, his run would be more legitimate because he was there the whole time.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll miss a week here or there, but he wasn't gone for months, missing pay-per-views.
He's been at every pay-per-view.
Yeah. He's been there, so that's why it's more commendable to me about Roman Reigns' run rather than Brock Lesnar's. Brock Lesnar left, and they even talk shit about it. He's not here at work. He didn't show up. He didn't do this.
Roman Reigns
was saying that, so it's like, I'm here every fucking week whipping somebody's ass and so on and so forth, but whatever.
I'm like, all right, I guess we'll see. I mean, I'm pretty sure Sami Zayn's not going to win, but he could surprise me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the same thing. What else you got?
Well, I mean, then we got, Charlotte Flair and I guess Toni Storm, and she came out and said, I'm going to fight you, and then she got a pie to the face.
Yeah, I saw that. And, hey, if you come out against Charlotte Flair, you're going to have to expect a pie in the face.
Yeah.
Expect it every time. You should be thinking before you walk out, I could get hit in the face with a pie. I don't know. I like it. I want to see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Charlotte's going to win.
Yeah, what the Usos do.
Well, I don't remember. I don't think they did anything.
I mean, like, the tag team situation is pretty abysmal
on SmackDown.
Yeah.
On Raw, they have tag teams, but the RK Bro just keep fighting the same tag team.
Yeah.
It's like you need to fight someone else.
What else you got for wrestling?
Oh yes, Adam Pearce is like, Brock Lesnar better not come back. He put us in danger. He put his hands on me and WWE officials.
Well, I mean, I guess that's too bad, seeing as how he's coming back. I think they announced at the end of the Sami Zayn win, right?
Yeah.
So, oh well. Look, I'm excited to see Brock Lesnar. Yeah. I hope he comes back and he does good. I don't think he should win.
No.
But I hope he comes back and does good.
It's like if he wins, he's just going to take the title and disappear for a year.
Yeah, right? I don't think they can handle that. But oh well. That's all I got about wrestling.
Yep.
So when we come back, we will talk about the movie, which is
X-Men Last Stand.
Hey, you guys, sorry to stop here in the middle of whatever fantastic point that I was about to make about whatever it is you're listening to, but I got to talk to you about this week's sponsor, Anchor FM. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Look, I've been doing this podcast for probably about a little while. And this app is actually very, very, very easy to use. It's been a lot of fun for me and Son to sit there and record. So why don't you get started with anchor.fm? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Now back to the podcast. And we're back. And we're talking about this movie. What's this movie?
X-Men.
One more time. Oh, okay, fine. Just jump the gun.
X-Men.
Fuck me for trying to freaking keep structure to a podcast. Holy shit. Okay, fine. Whatever. So, this movie, if I remember, came out in 2006. Directed by Brett Ratner, and we're not going to talk too much about his things. If you know about it, you know about it. Okay, but where was I? I was you were 2 years old at the time when this movie came out.
Yeah.
And I was actually wishing at the time that I could watch Superman Returns, because I think that came out around 2006. We'll get there. So, look, I didn't usually do my thing where I freaking, rent this on a streaming app or something like that, Apple or Vudu or whatever.
Well, they never did. They exist back then?
No. I'm talking about when we watched this movie.
Oh,
this time. I actually put the DVD in, and when I put the DVD in, it gives you a chance to pick the Brotherhood or join the mutants. And what did you pick?
well, of course I picked the Brotherhood.
That's exactly what I picked.
I'm like, I want to be like Magneto.
I mean, the only reason why was because it looked cool and it has better music. So,
I just choose it because whenever they say choose the good or evil path, I'm like, I'm just gonna choose the evil path.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna choose the evil first. But whatever. But that's what I picked. I picked the Brotherhood also. I know what the other one looks like. It's just I just like the Brotherhood. But whatever. So this movie kicks off weird, and even for the time, there was a de-aging of Patrick Stewart, who's playing Professor Xavier, and a de-aging of Magneto, Ian McKellen. And they are going to go see Jean Grey, which for whatever reason I did not write this actress's name down, but she's a child here. Now, there's an issue already as a person who's seen all the X-Men movies.
So have I.
What's your issue?
Well, I don't know your issue, but I said I've seen all the movies.
Yeah. So my issue is that doesn't look like James McAvoy or Michael Fassbender, who play X-Men, who play in the other X-Men movies.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, because that's the younger version.
Yes.
Oh, I see your issue now.
Now, seeing as how this movie, at the time point in this movie, it says at the very beginning, it's 20 years ago. So that would mean 20 years before the first X-Men movie. Okay? Which would be 1986, where the X-Men Apocalypse movie is supposed to take place. Okay? And Jean is a little girl here, where in that movie, she was already a grown woman who technically should be 30. Right? If I'm guessing.
Look, this is the problem with when you make prequel, sequel, time travel stuff.
It's an issue that I was thinking about, and I was like, wait a minute, I've seen all the other movies. If I hadn't seen this movie, if I'm judging this movie based on what it is for the time that it came out when I saw it, I would say to myself, okay, cool. So that means that, Jean Grey here is, you know, at least 9,
Yeah.
right? That's what I'm guessing. Um, very well spoken for a girl, but hey, we're judging the movie based on itself and not what I'm thinking it should be. Okay.
Because those other movies didn't exist before this.
Okay. They didn't exist yet.
What other movies we can do?
Yes. Which I will do when that time comes. But it ain't that time. Okay. Whatever. So she did show her powers, and look, they look cool. It's all, I almost said prosthetic, but it's not the word I'm looking for. It's all what the fuck is the word I'm looking for?
Telekinetic.
No, it's not. That's not the word. It's real. Like they're using plot. I can't remember. Fuck it.
CGI.
They're not using CGI. It's practical. That's the word. It's practical effects. That's what it is. It's practical effects, which means like they actually use the real shit. They made these cars fucking float and shit like that. Maybe when they made the water blow up for Stan Lee's cameo, that was probably CGI. But I mean, look, it was cool. All the cars are just out of frame,
Yeah.
and then they all float. So whatever. But
You'll float too.
yeah, you haven't even seen that movie. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Anyways, like I say, we cut to another scene, and a young kid, Angel, is trying to cut his wings off, and his dad is upset. Next scene.
Okay.
We get a first look at the danger room, and finally, right?
Sentinel.
And it looks stupid. Okay, it just looks fucking dumb.
Don't worry, there's a movie that will fix that.
Yeah. Why is Rogue here?
Because she was in 1 and 2, and that's
So she's literally useless. She's completely covered up. She has nothing but gloves on. So, like, why are you here?
to do something else that's kind of dumb in this movie.
Yeah. So, look, Storm is here, who's played by Halle Berry. Anna Paquin is playing Rogue, and Wolverine, the huge jacked man, is also here. I mean, he's not nearly as jacked as he would become in the next movie that he's in, but he's pretty jacked here. So we get a fastball special, which is Colossus throws Wolverine. It happens in a lot of comics. They've been calling it a fastball special forever. If you play some video games where they do that, they'll call it that as well. But that's what it's called. And they did it, and it looks shitty. And then we get a first look at our shitty fucking Sentinel.
Like, ooh.
I think it's meant to look like the comics and like the movie or the TV show, which it does a lot, the head, because that's all we get to see. But I mean, look, it looked crappy to me. I didn't like how it looked, and I don't know why I thought that the cartoon version would play well here, but it just does not.
See, my thing is that I haven't seen this movie in a while, so when I saw Sentinel, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, what is this? So next scene, since the last movie, Cyclops, who's been played by James Marsden, he's feeling real shitty. Now, I like angry Cyclops.
Angry Clops.
Angry Clops, yeah. I like him. And I always thought they should do more with it, which they did do in the comics, where Cyclops eventually, I believe it's in the comic book story House of M, where Cyclops actually kills Professor X. I don't know if anybody hasn't. It came out like 15 years ago, so you should have seen it. Yeah. But like I think that the Dark Cyclops is as a cool character, even though he's still working with the X-Men, he's still a dark character, and I like that.
But we won't see that here.
No, not here
or any of these movies.
They should have done it at some point, but I guess not. Whatever.
Nah.
So enter Beast, being played by Kelsey Grammer. Finally, and this is perfect casting for this role. I think anybody can say that this guy embodies the Beast that we've seen in comics and cartoons and video games. This guy is basically Beast.
The Beast.
Yeah. And he's perfectly cast for this role. So, um,
See, what's dumb is I'm like, I wonder what Brock Lesnar would look like if he tried to dress up as the Beast from X-Men.
he probably look exactly like freaking Sabretooth did because that was a wrestler,
Yeah.
you know. Um, so we go to Washington and we see a war room with Beast in it, and in there they're doing an interrogation with Mystique being played by Rebecca Romaine, and it looks stupid because she attacks some guys and then she whispers "Homo sapien," and I'm like, why,
That made me laugh. I'm like, what?
why? What were you hoping to gain from this? Look, I get it that they call the mutants Homo superior. I get that. I don't have a problem with that, but it just looks stupid here.
Homo sapien.
Like act like you weren't one and didn't consider yourself one for years, decades, even because she's technically in the movies is supposed to be in like her 60s or something like that. And her mutant ability allows her to look younger than she is. I guess it also allows her abilities to be good as well, since she's naked for most of the time. But whatever. I thought it looked stupid. To just saying. So she was captured because she was stealing a file on she was captured because she was stealing a file on the movie's conflict, which is the cure. Okay, and it can apparently the cure, according to the movie, can permanently remove mutants' powers. Okay. Um Now, of course, this is one of those kind of things that's for whatever reason is very topical. I don't think it wasn't meant to be topical at the time, but basically it's a I don't want to sit there and say it weird, but basically this movie is a vaccine to cure the mutant disease. Okay, and some mutants, I mean, of course, all the humans, all the Homo sapiens want all the mutants to take it, but some mutants do and some don't. Okay, I'm just saying that's basically what it is. Now, I mean, it's getting rid of your powers. And on the one hand, like I say, I can see why a mutant who has a debilitating look would want to take it. Like, say that you look like, I don't know, a swamp monster,
Yeah.
right? And you can't control that. You obviously would want to take the cure because I don't want to look like this. But if you got Magneto's powers, or if you've got, like, literally anybody else's powers who can look like a regular person walking around,
Or even Rogue.
yeah, or even Rogue,
Mike, you only need to wear
who,
gloves. It's not that
yeah,
bad. Just wear gloves.
well, I mean, she wants more than that. She wants to be able to freaking touch people and kiss people and stuff like that. And I don't understand how debilitating that might be because I don't suffer from that, but who knows? You know, it could be very debilitating to not be able to have contact with another human being when you touch somebody or whatever. But I get why Rogue would want to take it and why other mutants who have a debilitating freaking uh mutant ability would want to take it. But like if you got something cool,
Yeah.
why? You know, why?
It's like it's like I feel like if I saw Wolverine go up there, I'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Be like, I don't like these claws. They hurt.
yeah. Now I got to address something else as well. Okay. Hopefully this podcast doesn't go too far over the rails, but I'm sick and I don't like these made up mutants. Okay. This movie just makes up mutants.
Yeah.
Like it's no big deal. Like we got a guy who can turn from fat to skinny. Like, what is that for? Okay. What, you're gonna be sitting there like you're gonna be a fat guy who robs someplace and then you sit there and freaking turn skinny so you can go faster? You're still wearing the same clothes. And this fat guy who turned fat from fat to skinny, his clothes shrunk with him too. Why aren't they bagging on you, bro? And then there's one that can take notes without a pen. Is that useful? Okay. Or the shitty character named Quill. You know, it's the guy who freaking can make quills come out of his face. You know, uh, why? Why? I don't remember him in the comics at all, but he's not a dangerous mutant to me because he can make quills.
Like, come on, you're not just hit him with the rock.
Yeah, hit him with a rock. Hit him not even a big rock. You can hit him with a medium-sized rock.
Done.
It's gonna go down. So, um, also, here's another one. This is the first time and the last time that I remember of them talking about mutant classes.
Yeah.
Okay, like think about it like in the sense of a hurricane. Hurricane, an EF1. You know, just a regular twister can do some damage, but then it rose all up to the EF5, which has basically been called the Pinky of God. Okay. And mutants are in the exact same thing, where, one would be, I guess, I don't know, somebody who can't do shit like Rogue in this movie, and then an EF5 would be the Phoenix in this movie. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's who the villain is, Phoenix as well.
Or the fat guy who turned skinny.
Yeah. The fat guy who turned skinny, he's a one. He's a one.
He's more like a 0.
Yeah. And it was never talked about and it was never discussed again in any other movie. And there are some movies that take place after this and movies take place before this. And I can get if they don't say anything before, but much after, no. Get out of here with that. So, look, when they're in this mutant meeting talking about the cure, Magneto shows up and he's making good points and his speech is done and he asks Callisto to find Mystique because Callisto, who is supposed to be a dude, but for whatever reason in this movie is a chick, he asked her to find a mutant, which is Mystique, who's on a remote prison.
In the back of a truck.
Yeah.
With other mutants.
I don't like the idea of the revolving prison, but I can't see a reason why you wouldn't do this. It's doing exactly its job, which is keeping Magneto from locating it. But they also know that Magneto can fucking control metal, so it's like you made his metal prison or his plastic prison. Can you not make a plastic truck? I don't know. I'm just throwing shit at the wall on that one.
Plastic truck.
I'm throwing shit at the wall on that one. They probably really can't at all.
Maybe they could make something that could like put a force field over it or something.
They made the plastic guns later on in the movie.
It's a plastic truck.
Can't you not make a plastic truck?
You can make a plastic gun. You can make a giant plastic prison. Plastic truck.
Right? I don't know. So, whatever. So we see the cure mutant, and Beast gets close to Jimmy. I think his name is Jimmy. And his hand turns back to human. And
you mean Mystique?
No, this is Beast.
Oh.
And because he goes to talk to Jimmy, the kid who has the cure in him. His mutant ability is that he can fucking, get rid of your powers if you get next to him. And so when Beast sees that he can turn back to human for a second, that look on his face of seeing, him looking normal, that's Oscar-winning acting. Like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So, Cyclops at this time is going to Alkali Lake and he dies. So, Jean, who's at this time being played by Famke Jensen, she kills him. And I kept thinking, oh, he'll come back and he'll be a help to the team. But no.
We don't even see his death.
Yeah, he's dead.
I guess somehow he died.
Yeah. Well, I know Jean killed him. That's how he died.
Yeah, but they don't show how she killed him.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, we know how he died. She probably blew him up. So, but I don't know. This leads Storm and Wolverine looking, and they find Cyclops' glasses, and then they find Jean's body. She's knocked out, and then Wolverine walks up to her and he says, "Jean? Like, who else is it gonna be, dude? You're looking at her right in the face.
Could have been Cyclops. I had to make sure.
I know, right? If it was Cyclops and not Jean." Yeah, so whatever. They get Jean back to the fucking mansion, and Professor X shows that he can also be a villain in this movie because he's been using his powers to remove some of her or block some of her powers. So now those barriers are broken, and the Phoenix is now mostly in control. I fucking hate this story.
That's what he said. He's like, see, the Phoenix is actually an alternate personality, and I put mental barriers on it, but now they're broken because of the water.
And I gotta put them back together. And I'm like,
Wolverine's like, but no, don't do it.
it's amazing to me how stupid this is.
But then he's like, but I have to do it, Logan.
Because I've seen the comics and I've watched the TV show, and they told this story about the Phoenix far, far better than this movie is.
Wait, I know it's not I know it's not this.
Yeah. And especially, look, I will say this. There's a C story in this movie dealing with Angel, who's being played by Ben Foster, who was also in the Punisher movie as Spacker Dave, the kid with the fucking piercings. That's also him.
Yeah.
Um, and he doesn't want to take the cure, and he freaking breaks out and shows his abs with his wings on. And I don't really care. It's not even a freaking superhero moment to me. I could give a shit.
I don't know why, but when I saw this, I'm like, this seemed kind of random, just putting this
It's
here.
just fucking in there.
It's just there. Like, okay.
So there's obviously going to be a payoff to this, right? Sure. So next scene, Magneto finds out where Mystique is, and he breaks her out, and of the prison truck. Which, look, I thought the scene was cool. Okay. When the truck does stop and he goes inside, he breaks out a few other mutants, like my favorite one, the Juggernaut. That's who I like. He's being played by this cat named Vinnie Jones. When I first saw this movie, I thought, fucking Vinnie Jones is fucking ripped. What the fuck happened? He's not ripped. That's a fucking muscle suit. That's what that is. But I thought he was fucking jacked. Now, here's the problem with the Juggernaut.
I was spoiled by another movie.
You mean the what?
I was spoiled by the other movie they had.
With the actual fucking in Deadpool 2 with the Juggernaut?
Where they actually had the helmet and
the Juggernaut is not a mutant. He's not. He actually has a gem from Sidorak that he discovered in a cave at some point in time that gave him the powers of the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Okay, and this right here, this movie sits there and makes it seem like he got mutant powers, and that's what it is. Also, the Juggernaut, Kane Marco, is supposed to be Professor Xavier's stepbrother. They grew up together a bit, because Juggernaut's dad was trying to freaking make it with Xavier's mom and take all of his money. And that didn't happen, obviously, because Xavier's still rich. But it's never talked about in any fucking movie.
Just like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And Xavier's like, who is that guy?
Dumb. They have never even met at all in these movies, and they're supposed to be stepbrothers. But whatever. So, while this is going on, I like the Juggernaut in this movie.
Yeah.
I do. I know people don't like him, but I do. And then Mystique gets cured by saving Magneto, and Magneto leaves her.
Magneto's like, oh, well, thanks.
Appreciate that,
But you're not one of us anymore.
Yeah. So, and Jean wakes up and becomes the Phoenix. So Professor and Magneto go to the same place where Jean was a little girl, because they guessed that's where she was going. I guess Professor Xavier knew that was happening, but but so did Magneto somehow. I guess because Callisto told him, I think, but whatever. So they fucking go there, and the other two X-Men. I mean, how many X-Men are there?
Two.
Storm and Wolverine, right?
But the Brotherhood is like 50 people there.
Yeah, well, they got at least 5, including the Juggernaut. So whatever. So they show up, and the X-Men were talking, and then Magneto just shows up.
He's like, okay.
I'm like, you didn't fucking see him there?
Like, okay, guys,
you're just sitting there. You get out of your car. You're just walking, like on the drive up there. You didn't say, oh, there's fucking Magneto, and like a bunch of other mutants. Maybe we should fucking do something. Now they're fucking Wolverine and Storm are fucking just talking to Professor X, and then all of a sudden Magneto just walks in front of them, like, hey, I'm like, you didn't fucking see him. Get the fuck out of here.
He's like, I'm Batman.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. It's shit like this that's making me like, why in this movie?
Wow.
Yeah. So Professor X and Jean and Magneto are talking. It gets to be too much for Jean, and she starts to fucking lose her temper. And the scene looks really cool, and I liked it a lot when I saw it in theaters, and especially when the house begins to float. It looks cool,
Yeah.
right? And then Professor X gets to have, I guess, a somewhat epic death, I guess.
He's like, don't let it control you.
Yeah, and he's talking in that way because, she can't control her powers because Professor X, fucking kept him all dormant. Now, if he would have sat there and taught Jean how to use her powers from the very beginning, and he could have kept her the way she was and she could have all those fucking powers.
This movie never would have happened.
This never would have happened, but whatever. He does, like, you don't get to say that, dude. You fucked up, and now we got Jean we got to deal with.
And then he gets just killed.
Yeah, he gets killed. Nothing further to add here. So Jean leaves with Magneto, and Storm and Logan cry.
And May's like, oh no, he's dead.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Oh, whoops. What about the other mutants that were there? They're just gone. Whatever. So I didn't really feel the sadness here. I should have felt the sadness, but I didn't feel the sadness.
I was just like, well, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like Magneto.
Yeah. And I say this knowing that I have seen this movie, and I've seen other movies that still choke me up, but this is not one of those times.
I know.
It should have choked me up, but it just didn't. I guess they really took advantage of the fact that, Professor Xavier is not the coolest mutant. But whatever. Oh yeah, there's also a D story. The D story is Iceman, who's being played by Shawn Ashmore, and Shadowcat being played by Elliot Page. They were falling for each other. Don't care about this at all. Can go away. Exposition. Only story is happening, and it's really not good. But it's in the exposition that you can see that things are supposed to be ramping up. The government's fucking trying to get, more plastic weapons and blah, 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 blah. And Magneto is fucking, trying to get his Brotherhood army together and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's just dumb. I look, it's fine. I don't really care. But you can see things that are ramping up, and it's fine. So finally, Act 3 happens, and it's time. Okay? I don't like the black suit still.
No.
They haven't worn the black suits except for the very beginning of this movie and at this point. So I don't like the suits. They've looked dumb to me since the very beginning.
I'm just like, eh.
Yeah. So Magneto does finally the biggest thing he's ever done in these movies so far, and that was move the Golden Gate Bridge.
I was like, that's cool.
To Alcatraz. And I like it. So this way, all the mutants finally have a way to get from the land to the island, including the military as well, which we'll see later. And then action happens.
See, what he should have done is move the bridge there, and then he should have picked the bridge up and then moved it somewhere else, like in the ocean or something.
Right?
That way they could never, reach him. He could just dumped it in the ocean.
He could have just dumped it right in the fucking ocean. So whatever. Action happens. Stories get wrapped up. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
And flying fire cars.
Yeah. Turns out that throwing fire cars is really effective. And probably should have been done from the very beginning of that fight.
Instead of just sending in all these, he's like, send in all the pawns, and they all get murdered.
Yeah, they all get murked and lose their powers and shit like that. And I'm like, this is why the pawns go first. I'm like, yeah, but you could have thrown cars.
And then still have the pawns.
And still have the pawns. You could have thrown cars, dude.
I'm like, come on, Magneto.
Not really smart, man.
I think that helmet's hurting your brain.
A little bit. So, whatever. So what ends up happening is that they end up giving a fastball special to Magneto, with Colossus throwing a freaking Wolverine into Magneto, and they end up curing him.
He's like, no, I'm one of them.
Yeah. And then right then the military comes back and tries to cure Jean Grey, and then she begins to go crazy and kill everyone.
Starting this movie, she hasn't really done anything.
done anything,
Like, she's supposed to be the villain, right?
right? So, look, this is supposed to be the Phoenix losing control. And like I say, I've read the comics, I've seen the show. She is far, far, far more powerful than she's basically a god entity, Omega level mutant.
So basically, she'd be as strong as like a celestial.
Yeah, she's very powerful. I believe she's blown up a solar system by accident. You know,
Just an accident.
yeah. And I was like, oh, if they got the Phoenix in here, I'm gonna get to see that fucking world busting power. No,
It's funny how in one of these later movies, someone else does something like stronger than the Phoenix.
yeah. And look, Wolverine, he kills her. It's meant to be epic, but it's not. It's not. It's just ugh.
It's just him being ripped apart as he regenerates.
Yeah. Ugh.
He's like, ah, ah.
I don't know. He kills her, and you're supposed to feel sad for it, but I didn't. It's just disgusting.
Just like, well, that was.
Yeah. So movie ends. Final little bits wrap up, and the movie's over. What the hell? So seriously, somebody was fucking just talking right outside our freaking window, just being loud as fuck. Fuck them. Fuck them. What was I saying? So, like I said, movie ends, final bits wrap up, movie's over, right?
Yep.
And then there's an end credit scene. I will say this: of the end credit scene, I like this one.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle of the movie, they started showing Moira McTaggart. She has a body that is completely blank next to her, and then finally, in the end of that movie, when the credit scene rolls up, a guy says hello, Moira, and she's like, oh my god, Charles, which technically she wasn't at the funeral when he died both times, and so I don't think she would know that he's dead, or at least we haven't been told that he's dead, that she knew that. So when he just shows up in her room, I thought that was chilling, and I actually got goosebumps. I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. I like that. And
guess he just transferred his consciousness into this body.
well, that's exactly what he did. So that's why he's able to sit there and be in the end credit scene of the Wolverine. For some reason, still paralyzed from the legs down, but whatever. Isn't that a new body? But who knows? So
maybe he just likes his wheels.
Yeah. So I mean, look, it's fine. I thought that this was a good end credit scene. The only movie to ever really give me that feeling was the first end credit scene of the first Iron Man movie.
Oh, with Nick Fury.
Yeah, that actually gave me some chills. I was like, ooh, all right, cool. This one right here, I thought it was a cool scene, but it wasn't like making me think of possibilities.
What about Thanos when he first showed up?
That didn't do it for me. I was one of those people, and people probably say this all the fucking time, but I was one of those people who fucking knew exactly who it was when that shit went down. And I was like, oh sweet, Thanos. Now I can tell you this: I haven't known every single character that they show off in a movie. I've known many of them, but Thanos was one because I read the Infinity War comic, so I had read that.
I saw him like, cool, purple guy.
Yeah. So, like I say, the movies that scene still kind of gives me chills. I don't know why. I don't know why. It just does. But like I said, it had a really boring second act. And even though a lot of the characters do stupid things, I didn't really hate this movie like a lot of people did.
My only problem is just like the Phoenix is supposed to be the main villain, but didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a trope that's going to get old anytime soon.
Nope.
So, I didn't hate it when it first came out. I thought the movie was fine. I thought that it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Useless characters were in there. Um, Useless plot and everything was in there. But it's one of those movies that's a guilty pleasure. It's a shitty movie, but I can tolerate it. However, I'm basing it on the merits of how shitty it is. And this movie gets a 1
Yeah,
from me.
a 1 for me as well.
It's not really a good movie, and I don't know what they were trying to do, but they failed.
All I can say is, only thing I really thought was cool was that Juggernaut scene with him running through walls, and yeah,
I like the Juggernaut. I think it's great.
yeah.
I thought he was a good character, but he's not enough to sit there and make me give this movie anything higher than that.
No, that's why I'm like, he gets a 1 for the Juggernaut.
Oh, it gets a 1 because of the Juggernaut.
No, no, not because it gets a 1, but Juggernaut helps make it good, I guess. A slightly higher 1 because of Juggernaut.
I'll give it to you. So, but that's all I got. What about you, boy?
That's all I got.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening to the Gentleman Juggcast. Check out the YouTube channel, Gentleman Jugg. Check out the Instagram, Gentleman Jugg. I mean, Instagram really isn't anything special. I guess I should make more things that's special in there because all I'm doing is freaking posting what we're talking about on this.
Just post a video of you drinking it out of a milk jug.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I could do that, but I haven't done that. I don't know. Twitter is basically the same. I got to change the whole landscape of what I'm gonna do with this. But I'm looking forward to it. Like I said it to you before. I know what the next moves are. I just got to do them.
You got to be like Roman Reigns on Twitter.
Yeah. So, but whatever. It's Gentleman Jugg all across the board. So if you're looking for me, that's what I am, Gentleman Jugg. You don't have a Twitter account or anything else.
But I'm here.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. So check us out, and the next podcast will be available
when it's ready.